Major John Patterson and Crew Chief Master Sergeant Rob Wilbur. And now for the most famous words in motorsports, Beth Byron Reesner, Director of Marketing from Tropicana.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Fans began arriving before dawn. Their long wait for action is over. The green flag for the Tropicana 400 is next.
NBC 400 is brought to you by Tropicana Pure Premium. Drink pure good. Feel pure good. By Circuit City. We know how you feel. That's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you. By Subway. Fresh made sandwiches on fresh baked bread. Subway. Eat fresh. By Mobile One. The more you know about new Mobile One, the better it is for your car. And by Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Cars are beginning to roll onto the Chicagoland Speedway, ready for the start of the second annual Tropicana 400. Well, we've got golden bennies. We've got virtual bennies, too. It's time for EA Sports Thunder Motion. What do you got for us, PP?
Well, you know, a lot of fans wonder when Jeff Gordon is going to win his next race. Let's go inside EA Sports and we'll talk about that. Jeff Gordon has struggled this year, trying to find the right combination, trying to keep up with the competition. He's also had, sometimes he's had some bad luck. As all this stuff has happened to Jeff Gordon, he's seen his teammate Jimmy Johnson have success winning 2 NASCAR Winston Cup races using unconventional setups. So, Gordon, Robbie Loomis, Brian Watson, they've stolen a page out of the Johnson Canal setup. They're using some of that see Jeff Gordon cross the line. We'll see him in victory lane spraying the pit crew with Tropicana.
We'll try that again?
With water. Tropicana, orange juice.
There you go.
Keep it coming.
Big coming.
65!
Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, sponsors the Bud Pole Award for the fastest qualifier in each Winston Cup race. Ryan Newman was the man on Friday in qualifying. 11 different drivers have won Bud Poles so far this year. Since 1979, Anheuser-Busch has awarded more than $7 million as title sponsor of NASCAR's Pole Award program. And now a look at the Walmart starting grid for today's Tropicana 400. Kurt Busch supposed to start in the front row with Ryan Newman. 2 blown motors in practice yesterday. He will go to the back of the pack.
And not a lot of practice with those 2 blown engines. There we see Bill Elliott, Sterling Marlin in row 2.
A couple of Dodge boys there. Last week's winner, Michael Waltrip, shares row number 3 with Tony Stewart. The 77 car, Robert Presley drove that to a second-place finish last year. Dave Blaney's on board that car this year. He's in the 4th row with Rusty Wallace.
And there we see Junior, who was the fastest car in that final practice yesterday afternoon. You walk through the garage area, they said the 8 car is going to be very, very good today.
Dale Jarrett finished 4th in this race last year. He and Bobby Labonte in the 6th row. Row number 7, Mark Martin, 2nd in the championship. Said he has no concerns that his engine will suffer a similar problem to what Kurt Busch's did in practice yesterday.
And all those engines from Jack Roush Racing exactly the same, according to Jack Roush. There we see Jeff Gordon, my pick to win, on the inside of row 8 alongside Matt Kenseth, the Golden Benny Award winner.
There you go. Mike Skinner had a terrible crash in this race a year ago. He's in row 9 with Jeff Burton. Skinner hoping, obviously, for a much better day. Jeremy Mayfield, new crew chief setup this week. We'll talk more about that as the race goes on for Ray Evernham's team.
Robbie Gordon won at Loudon last fall, a racetrack you would think would be similar to Chicagoland.
Brett Bodine, after that fiery crash at Daytona last Saturday, says he's feeling good and ready to go from row 12 with Terry Labonte. Stuart Kirby, 21-year-old youngster from Owensboro, Kentucky, or from Bowling Green, Kentucky, kind of a protege of Jeremy Mayfield's. 2nd Winston Cup start here.
Kenny Wallace in his 2nd NASCAR Winston Cup race in the 98 car this year.
John Andretti and Richard Petty's Dodge, Daytona 500 winner Ward Burton, and Kevin Harvick, the defending winner of this race, are way back in row 16. That car Jerry Nadeau is driving, that's owned by Michael Waltrip. That's the same team that fields his Busch Series machine. Nadeau in that ride here. He'll substitute for Johnny Benson next weekend in New Hampshire. And speaking of subbing for Johnny Benson,
this week it's Mike Wallace on the outside of row 18 in the Valvoline Pontiac. And there we see, going back to provisional land, Jimmy Johnson.
Third in points, got a long way to go today. Jimmy Spencer, Animal the Muppet, on the hood of the Target car this week. And the final starters in the field, Casey Atwood, Steve Grissom, and Stacy Compton driving for A.J. Foyt. 4 drivers failed to qualify for the race. Wimmer, Hornaday, Shelmerdine, Rains, not in today's Tropicana 400. Let's get some final stories from pit road, starting with Matt Yoakum.
Alan, one storyline we will follow today is the importance of track position. A number of drivers and crew chiefs watched Jeff Burton's experiment with 4 tires in Saturday's Busch event in the late stages. Sterling Marlin told me he felt like Burton's gain in fresh tires wasn't worth the loss in track position. So watch for a big debate later today about the possibility of 2 versus 4 or even no tires. Today Burns.
Matt, Ricky Rudd's car has over 750 horsepower underneath the hood, but his team had to push it off the qualifying line, and then it bottomed out during his qualifying laps. He starts 38th. If Rudd wins today, he's going to have to pass a lot of cars. To Marty Snyder.
Well, Dave, the boys in the booth mentioned the Kurt Busch problems yesterday. Let's take a moment to expand upon that. He lost 2 engines, and they were trying a new engine combination, but the motor under the hood today is a very good one and is proven. It took him to victory lane at Bristol, and the car, there's no concerns there because this is the car that led the most laps and finished 2nd at California. To Bill Weber.
Marty, right now an early scare for Rusty Wallace. After the car is rolled off of pit road, there was an oil spot underneath where Rusty's car was parked. Been on the radio with crew chief Billy Wilbur. NASCAR officials have been over to talk to the team. Originally, Rusty was concerned. At this point, it doesn't appear that that came from his car, but they are watching it very closely.
All right, Bill, thanks. Also, Dave Blaney's car made a pit stop on its roll-off, so he's got to go to the back of the field for the start. Tough for the 77 team. They're going to give up 7th starting spot to the back. You can check out where your favorite driver is pitted in NBCSports.com. We've got a pit map for today's Winston Cup event. Plus, you can email BP your NASCAR questions and check out his latest mailbag, which includes a look at Jeff Gordon's winless streak. NBCSports.com. Giving up 7th spot to make a pit stop on the roll-off. Boy, that's tough luck for Dave.
That is so doggone tough. And a team that really needs a good run would be the 77 car of Blaney. Not starting off too well.
Car wouldn't crank. That's why they had to get assistance from the crew. So he goes to the back. Mike Skinner and Stuart Kirby, along with Kurt Busch, also to the back after engine changes. Boy, it's nice out.
It is beautiful. 84 degrees, but look at that track temperature, 133 degrees. No wind, sunny, not a cloud to be seen. Beautiful day in Chicagoland.
And further information on Dave Blaney from our guys down on pit road, a carburetor problem.
It just keeps getting worse. Quit talking about him, Alan.
Okay. I talked to him this morning. Now I'm talking about him, and it's not too good. We'll hope the day goes much better for Dave. 267 laps to make the 400-mile distance today.
And we see the pit window, 57, 60 laps, 90 miles. These cars will be in for fuel. If you can go 100, man, and this thing should go green, you'd be in good shape.
75,000 on their feet for the green flag. The Tropicana 400 is underway. Race from the pole for the lead.
And BP, like yesterday, we're seeing a fight to the bottom. It's kind of like Dover. Everybody wants to get, although there's 2 crews here, everybody wants to get in that bottom lane as fast as they can.
But you can see the cars 2, 3 wide off turn 4.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be easy getting down there, but they're trying.
BP got some more bad news for the 77.
He passed on before the green flag.
Yes, he did.
No.
He's going to get the black flag for a stop and go coming.
Hopefully he won't speed in the pits now.
Yeah, that'll only make it worse, won't it? Mark Martin, 10th place, fighting there, losing some spots. Todd Bodine is through. Robbie Gordon is through. Here comes Elliott Sadler in the 21.
And Joe Nemechek, the 25 car, is taking a look on the inside of Mark Martin.
Sitting back of Jeff Gordon's car, wiggle there up in that outside lane as you went into turn one.
And I'll guarantee you, Jeff is telling the spotter, get me down, but there's just no place to go right now.
He started 15th, but he's losing spots every corner as John Andretti, the 43 car, goes by on the inside.
Bill Weber.
Well, Dave Blaney headed for pit road. Now we got trouble on the front stretch. The 22 around in traffic.
Ward Burton sitting sideways right across the tri-oval by the start-finish line, but everybody gets by. Caution flag is out.
And how did they miss him? And you know, Dave Blaney might get a break, and he just might. Come on, speed, Dave. Speed. Let's see if he's going to be stopped.
Question is...
Oh, he made it.
Got the go. Go ahead, Ryan Newman and that Jasper team that Blaney drives for, they get their engines. They're all in on that engine operation, so maybe there's a little teamwork there with Newman backing off to let Blaney get going.
Just what? Looking at the 22's got a flat. Looks like maybe he's got a flat right rear tire.
Left front tire's flat. Well, I guess all of them are flat after that spin.
Yeah, after the spin.
So we only got a couple laps in before the caution flag came out. 4 to be specific. Under yellow in the Tropicana 400. At Chicagoland Speedway, NASCAR on NBC with coverage of the Tropicana 400. An early caution has slowed the race just 4 laps in. Ward Burton was the driver involved.
There see Ward Burton coming down pit road once again to make some adjustments to the Cat car.
And we take a look at what happened to bring out the yellow and put Ward crossways on the racetrack.
Really hard to tell.
Hard to tell from his contact what might have caused it. There probably was on board with Jimmy Spencer. And all of a sudden Spencer sees a lot of smoke and a spinning car in front of him.
Now there is some damage there on the front of the 22, which definitely is not going to help his day. Also, it looked like Jeff Green's car was damaged in that as well. Looked like the left rear of his car has some damage. Aerodynamics real important here, Benny, especially what they're working on, that left front fender.
This left front fender is so critical to all these racetracks. We see the NASCAR officials giving all the crew signal. 1 lap to go. The cars come by this time. Next time by the little green flag. So they're trying to get some tape, something over that gap in that left front fender to help the downforce.
I think they need more than tape, don't you? Get the ribbon gun out.
Here's our Circuit City track fact. Chicagoland Speedway now in its 2nd season of operation. 75,000 grandstand seats. You know, the grandstand is longer than if you laid the John Hancock building in downtown Chicago end to end twice.
You're just full of that useless information, aren't you?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Just read it in the track press guide, okay? Every one of those 75,000 seats full today for the Tropicana 400. Second, 1 lap to go for the restart.
A lot of cars in the back did stop, make pit stops, getting that fuel, because now, who knows, some of those guys might try to make it on a less stop.
Monday night at 9/8.